This video is about the gardener lost her shoes until a rich woman gave her a fortune. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. ## the gardener lost her shoes until a rich woman gave her a fortune. In the small town of Willow Creek, where the sun painted the sky with golden hues during dusk, a humble gardener named Lara tended to her vibrant patch of flowers. The scent of lavender drifted through the air as she knelt on the soft earth, her hands painted with soil from hours of nurturing her beloved plants. Lara was known in the town not just for her green thumb, but for her unwavering kindness. She took care of her elderly neighbor, Mrs. Finch, who often struggled to tend her own garden. Lara would bring her freshly cut flowers, filling Mrs. Finch's home with color and joy. "You are a ray of sunshine, Lara," Mrs. Finch would exclaim, her eyes sparkling with gratitude. Yet Lara had her own struggles. Each day was a battle against the whispers of doubt that seemed to swirl around her like the autumn leaves. She had lost her husband, Marcus, to illness years ago, and since then, life had been a steady climb uphill. Lara often found herself gazing at the stars at night, remembering his laughter and feeling both bittersweet and grateful for their time together. Every flower must push through the dirt to bloom, she would remind herself, finding solace in nature as lessons. But as the seasons changed, so did the challenges. The local grocery store had closed down, and customers were fewer than ever for her small flower stall at the market. One chilly morning, as she prepared her stall for the day, she realized her shoes had worn thin, the soles nearly transparent. "Oh dear," she sighed, glancing down at her bare feet. "It looks like I'll have to make do without them today." She shrugged, dismissing the discomfort. After all, the joy she felt tending to her flowers outweighed the inconvenience. The townsfolk waved as they passed, sharing warm smiles, though Lara could see the concern in their eyes. "Are you all right, Lara?" asked Tom, a local baker, as he picked up a bouquet of daisies. "You look as if you could use a good pair of shoes." "Just a bit of wear and tear, Tom. You know how it is," she replied with a half-hearted smile. As he walked away, she wondered if anyone truly understood the depths of her struggles. The sun reached its peak, warming the cobblestones beneath her feet. As she arranged the flowers with care, a sleek car pulled up beside her stall, the engine purring softly. Out stepped a woman in a designer dress, her presence exuding an air of elegance. "Excuse me," she said, her voice warm but assertive. "These flowers are simply stunning. Do you sell them often?" Lara blinked, caught off guard by the woman's beauty and poise. "Thank you. Yes, I try to bring a little bit of color into the world each week." "I am Miranda," the woman introduced herself, glancing around as if taking in all the little details of the town. "I come here on weekends. It is charming." Lara found herself smiling again, drawn in by Miranda's genuine appreciation for the town's quaintness. "My name is Lara. I love this place. It has a way of healing the soul." As they chatted, Lara felt a flicker of hope. She shared her passion for gardening, how each flower represented resilience. Miranda listened intently, her eyes reflecting a mix of admiration and sympathy. "That is beautiful," Miranda said, her voice softening. "You have a gift. Maybe I could help you market your flowers better. I run a business in the city and can connect you with local shops that might be interested." "Oh, that would be wonderful," Lara exclaimed, her heart racing at the thought of possibilities. But amidst the excitement, Lara's insecurities crept back in. "Oh, what would they want with my flowers? That's just a little stall." "Sometimes, Lara, it takes someone from the outside to see the beauty that you reach too close to appreciate," Miranda replied kindly. Days turned into weeks, and as their friendship blossomed, so did Lara's business. Miranda introduced her to new avenues, shops, and even a local florist who began ordering bulk flowers. Lara didn't just sell flowers, she began hosting small community workshops, teaching others about gardening and the healing power of nature. The more she opened up, the more she realized how much she had to offer. It was in one of these workshops that she met Sophie, a shy teenager who had recently lost her mother. Sophie was hesitant to join, sitting at the back, but her eyes lit up as Lara spoke of how flowers could symbolize resilience. "You know, flowers can grow in the most unexpected places, even through cracks in the pavement," Lara said, her voice gentle yet strong. "Just like us, we can flourish, even when life seems tough." Sophie approached Lara after the session, her voice barely above a whisper. "Thank you for today. I think maybe I could try to plant something, even if it is just a little seed." Lara beamed, her own heart swelling with purpose. "I'd love to help you with that, Sophie. Together, we can make something beautiful." As autumn faded into winter, Lara's flower stall became a hub of love and community. Though she still faced financial difficulties, the warmth of connection and the love of her newfound friends filled her heart. But there were still nights when she felt the weight of her loneliness, missing Marcus more than ever. One particularly cold evening, as she closed her stall, she found herself gazing up at the twinkling stars. "I wish you could see this, Marcus," she whispered, tears pricking her eyes. "I am trying to be strong, but it's hard without you." Just then, she stumbled upon a pair of worn-out shoes left beside her stall, perhaps forgotten by a customer. They were a few sizes too big, but they were sturdy. With a grateful heart, she slipped them on and felt an unexpected comfort. "Maybe this is a sign," she mused. "Sometimes we find support in the unlikeliest of places." Little did she know, life was on the verge of changing even more dramatically. The next week, Miranda returned, her arms laden with shopping bags. "Oh, Laura, I have something for you," she beamed, pulling out a beautiful pair of brand new gardening shoes. "I thought you could use these. They'd be perfect for all that you do." Laura's eyes widened in disbelief, tears welling as she held the shoes. Miranda eyed, "I don't know what to say." "Just wear them with pride," Miranda said, her smile radiant. "You deserve to feel comfortable while you grow your dreams." In that moment, Laura felt the weight of her grief lift, replaced by a warmth that came from knowing she was supported, a reminder that she wasn't alone in this journey. "Thank you," Laura whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "You've given me so much more than shoes. You've given me hope." And as the days went by, Laura began to see her struggles in a new light. She was not just a gardener, she was a beacon of resilience, a symbol of hope for her community. With her new shoes, she stepped forward with renewed strength, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing she had the power to bloom again. Thus began a remarkable journey, where a single act of kindness spiraled into a wave of transformation, igniting the beauty of the human spirit and the power of connection in the quiet town of Willow Creek. In the next part, Laura's story will continue, intertwining with the lives she has touched and the unexpected blessings that are about to unfold. The gardener lost her shoes until a rich woman gave her a fortune. Part 2. As winter melted into spring, Laura's garden flourished, a burst of color unfurling against the backdrop of the still chilly mornings. Her new shoes, a tangible reminder of Miranda's support, felt like a second skin. Each step on the soft earth was a proclamation of resilience, a promise to herself that she would not let the past define her. One sunny afternoon, Laura decided to host a community gathering in her blossoming garden, inviting the townsfolk to come together. She envisioned a space filled with laughter, stories, and the gentle buzz of hope. She called it Blooming Together, a celebration of new beginnings. As she prepared, she reflected on how far she had come. The flower stall was thriving now, with orders pouring in from local shops. "I never imagined it would grow like this," she murmured to a patch of daisies, coaxing them along with her fingertips. On the day of the gathering, Laura set up tables adorned with freshly cut flowers and colorful banners. She decorated with a care that only a gardener understands, the way each petal, leaf, and stem contributes to the whole. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a golden glow, families began to arrive, their faces lighting up at the sight. "Wow, Laura, this is beautiful," Sophie exclaimed, her eyes sparkling as she stepped into the garden. The shy girl had become a frequent visitor, her confidence blossoming alongside the flowers. Laura smiled warmly, feeling a surge of pride. "Thank you, Sophie. I wanted everyone to feel at home here." As laughter and chatter filled the air, Laura took a moment to appreciate the community surrounding her. It wasn't just about the flowers anymore, it was about the connections, the shared stories, and the strength that came from unity. Yet amid the joy, a flicker of worry gnawed at her. What if this was all fleeting? What if the struggles returned, pulling her back into a solitude she wished to escape? As she poured lemonade into cups, she noticed Tom, the baker, chatting with Mrs. Finch nearby. Their laughter rang out, but Laura couldn't shake the unease creeping into her heart. "Hey, Laura," Tom called, noticing her gaze. "Join us. We were just talking about how your flowers have brightened everyone's spirits this winter." Grateful for the invitation, Laura approached, her heart warming. "I am glad they've brought some joy. It means the world to me," she replied, her voice steady as she shared in their lively conversation. Just then, Miranda arrived, her presence as radiant as always. "I brought some of my famous pastries," she announced, unveiling a platter decorated with an array of colorful treats. "I thought they might add a little sweetness to the day." The crowd buzzed with excitement as they gathered around Miranda, the air filled with the sweet scent of pastries. Laura watched her friends revel in the moment, the unease slowly melting away. She joined in the laughter, realizing that her community was built not just on flowers, but on love and kindness. That evening, after the last guests had departed and the stars twinkled above, Alara sat in her garden, the remnants of the gathering scattered like petals. As she inhaled the crisp air, the weight of her worries lifted, if only slightly. "I can do this," she whispered to the stars. "I can be strong." Just then, her phone buzzed, startling her. It was a text from Miranda, *, "I am so proud of you, Alara. You're a beautiful force in this community. Let us talk soon. I have an idea that could take your flowers to the next level." *. Alara felt a warmth spread through her chest. It was a reminder that she wasn't alone, that her journey was intertwined with the lives of those she had touched. A sense of anticipation began to blossom. The days turned to weeks, and the blooms in Alara's garden mirrored the growth in her heart. Miranda had indeed approached her with an exciting opportunity. A local art festival was coming to Willow Creek, and she believed Alara's flowers could play a central role. "We need your flowers for the festival as centerpiece," Miranda said, her eyes alight with enthusiasm. "We can create a massive floral installation that tells the story of resilience, just like your journey." Alara's heart raced. "Me? But that is such a big commitment. What if I fail?" "Failure is simply a stepping stone to greater things," Miranda reassured her. "You've overcome so much already. This is your chance to shine." Taking a deep breath, Alara nodded. "All right, let us do it." With renewed determination, Alara poured herself into the project. She spent long hours selecting flowers, envisioning their arrangement, and gathering support from the community. Each petal she touched felt like a connection to her past, her present, and the beautiful future she was crafting. As the day of the festival approached, however, doubt crept in once again. What if no one appreciated her work? What if it fell flat? One night she found herself scrutinizing her reflection, the weight of uncertainty pressing down on her. "Alara, remember the words of the flowers," she whispered to herself. "They bloomed despite the harshest of storms." With that thought, she rallied her spirit. She recalled Sophie's timid smile, Thomas' encouraging words, and the joy of her community. She realized she wasn't just creating something for herself. She was channeling the hopes and dreams of everyone who had supported her. Finally, the day of the festival arrived. Alara stood beside her installation, a breathtaking tapestry of colors intertwining in the shape of a heart. As people gathered, their gasps of awe echoed in her ears, filling her with warmth. Before long, a crowd formed, each face illuminated by the colors of her flowers. "This is incredible," the woman exclaimed. "Each flower tells a story." Sophie stepped forward, her voice trembling with excitement. "It is like a garden of hope, Alara. You did it." Alara's heart soared. "We did it," she corrected, glancing around at the faces filled with admiration. "Together, we have created something beautiful." As the festival continued, Alara found herself sharing her story with others. She spoke of loss, resilience, and the power of community. Each conversation deepened her connection to those around her, reinforcing the bonds that had begun to form. Later in the afternoon, she spotted Miranda watching from a distance, her expression beaming with pride. Alara approached, overwhelmed with gratitude. "Thank you for believing in me and pushing me to take this leap." Miranda's eyes sparkled. "You've always had it in you, Alara. I just help you see it." With the festival winding down, Alara watched as the sun dipped low in the sky, painting the horizon with shades of pink and orange. A sense of fulfillment washed over her, reminding her of those quiet nights spent tending to her garden, dreaming of possibilities. "Life is full of surprises, isn't it?" she mused out loud, her heart swelling with hope. "Indeed it is," Miranda replied softly, linking her arm through Alara's. "Embrace the beauty of the journey." As the last rays of sunlight faded, Alara reflected on her journey thus far. She had learned to see beauty in a struggle, to embrace vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness. She had discovered the power of kindness, both in giving and receiving. Perhaps life would always present challenges, but she was no longer defined by her loss. Instead, she was a gardener, nurturing not just flowers, but a community rooted in love and resilience. As laughter and music faded into the night, Alara turned to her flowers, a smile spreading across her face. "Thank you for showing me the way." And with that, she stepped forward, ready to blossom into the next chapter of her life, surrounded by the beauty of new beginnings. Little did she know, the journey had only just begun, full of hope, possibility, and the indomitable spirit of the human heart. The gardener lost her shoes until a rich woman gave her a fortune. Part 3. As Alara basked in the warmth of the festival's success, she felt a sense of transformation that enveloped her like the first blooms of spring. The exhilaration pulsing through the air mirrored the beating of her heart, and for once, disappointment and grief were silenced by the vibrant energy surrounding her. The next morning, however, the euphoria began to fade. Alara awoke to a hush in her garden, a stark contrast to the lively festival atmosphere. The flowers seemed to bow their heads in reflection, as if sensing her fleeting joy. With a sigh, she stepped outside, the crisp air filling her lungs, yet the weight of reality returned. "I can't let this overwhelm me," she whispered, her voice barely breaking the silence. "Today, I will nurture my dreams just as I nurture these flowers." Determined, she gathered her tools and set to work. Yet, as she tended to her garden, her mind drifted to thoughts of doubt. What did it all mean, this newfound recognition? Would the community's support be a fleeting moment, lost as quickly as it had bloomed? Later that afternoon, as she arranged a bouquet of daisies for a customer, Sophie arrived, her enthusiastic energy a stark contrast to Alara's lingering worries. "Alara, I've been telling everyone about the festival. You were amazing," she gushed, her cheeks flushed with excitement. Alara couldn't help but smile at Sophie's enthusiasm. "Thank you, Sophie, but it feels like a dream, doesn't it? What if it was a one-time thing?" "Are you kidding? You've got a talent. You have to keep sharing it," Sophie asserted, her eyes wide with conviction. "You helped me find my voice, remember? You make people believe in themselves." Her words struck a chord deep within Alara. She thought of the shy girl who had once stood timidly at the back of her workshop, now bursting with confidence. "You were right," Alara admitted, the flicker of hope igniting again. "This isn't just about flowers, it's about connections and inspiration." As they talked, Sophie's face suddenly brightened. "I have an idea. What if we started a gardening club for kids in the community? I bet they would love to learn." Alara's heart swelled at the thought. "That sounds wonderful. We could teach them how to plant seeds, connect with nature, and maybe even have a little garden of their own." Sophie clapped her hands in delight. "I'll help organize it. We can ask Miranda for support too." With renewed purpose, Alara and Sophie began planning the program. Thought of sharing the beauty of gardening with the next generation filled Alara with excitement. She envisioned laughter, creativity, and a space where children could cultivate their dreams as they cultivated the earth. As weeks passed, whispers of the gardening club spread through the community, and soon children began signing up, their parents eager to see them connect with nature. Alara was overwhelmed with joy. The garden became a sanctuary of laughter, and the vibrant colors of flowers mingled with the laughter of children. One sunny afternoon, Alara knelt beside a group of excited kids, each holding a tiny seedling in their hands. "Remember, every flower starts as a little seed," she explained. "It takes time, patience, and care to grow into something beautiful." "Like you, Alara," one of the kids shouted, and the others erupted in giggles. Alara chuckled, her heart warm. "Thank you. Just like these flowers, each of you has your own unique beauty. You just need to believe in it." But as the club flourished, Alara felt a new challenge creeping in. The financial strain of running her flower stall and supporting the gardening club began to take its toll. Despite the community's support, the reality of bills and investments loomed large. One evening, as she sat in her garden tending to the flowers, her heart heavy with worry, Miranda arrived with a basket of fresh produce. "Alara, how are you holding up?" she asked, concern etched on her face. "I am trying, Miranda, but the financial strain is overwhelming," Alara admitted, her voice trembling. "I want to keep the club going, but I also need to ensure I can keep the stall open. It's so hard to tread water." Miranda set the basket down, a thoughtful look crossing her face. "What if we organized a fundraiser? We could showcase your flowers and invite the community to donate toward the gardening club. It could bring in funds and strengthen the community's connection to the garden." Alara's eyes widened. "That is a brilliant idea, a flower festival. We could invite local artists, musicians, and set up booths for crafts. It could be a celebration of our community and everything the garden represents." Miranda nodded, her enthusiasm mirrored in Alara's spirit. "Let us do it. We'll start planning right away." The two women worked tirelessly to transform Alara's vision into reality. The plans evolved into a grand celebration filled with flower art displays, live music, and a community potluck where everyone could contribute a dish. Flyers were plastered around town, with the promise of a day filled with joy and connection. As the day of the festival approached, Alara felt the pressure mounting. The weight of expectations loomed heavy on her shoulders, but she remembered the words of the flowers. They had persevered through storms and harsh winters. On the evening before the festival, she stood in her garden, the moon casting a gentle glow on the blossoms. I can do this, she whispered to the flowers, seeking solace in their beauty. The next day arrived, bright and full of life. Vendors filled the garden, and the air was alive with laughter and music. Alara watched in awe as families mingled, children danced, and the community came together in celebration. Look at everything you've created, Sophie exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. This is incredible. Alara couldn't contain her smile. It's not just me, it's all of us. Look at this beautiful community. As the festival progressed, Alara shared her story with visitors, weaving tales of loss, hope, and the beauty of resilience within nature. Every word resonated, and the crowd listened intently, their eyes filled with admiration. Just as the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the garden, Alara felt a tap on her shoulder. She turned to find Miranda standing there, her eyes shimmering with pride. You've done something extraordinary today, Alara. Thank you, Miranda. I couldn't have done it without your support, Alara replied, gratitude flooding her heart. Miranda smiled, her gaze scanning the festival. This is just the beginning. Imagine what else you can achieve. Alara took a deep breath, feeling a sense of purpose stir within her. Let us keep nurturing this community. We can grow together. As the evening wore on, the festival culminated in a breathtaking display of twinkling lights and laughter, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. As dusk settled, Alara stood before her community, her heart full. Thank you all for being here. This garden is a reflection of our resilience, our connections, and our shared dreams, she proclaimed, her voice steady and firm. Let us continue to plant seeds of hope and support one another, just like the flowers in this garden. With that, the crowd erupted into cheers and applause, the sound echoing like a wave of warmth sweeping through Alara's heart. In that moment, she realized the power of community, the beauty of shared struggles, and the endless potential that lies within each of them. As the night deepened and stars twinkled above, Alara felt a profound sense of belonging. Her garden had blossomed into something far greater than flowers. It had become a sanctuary of hope, resilience, and love. Together, we can weather any storm, she whispered to herself, a smile gracing her lips. With the warmth of her community enveloping her like a gentle embrace, she knew she was ready to face whatever else life had in store. And as the flowers in her garden swayed beneath the moonlight, Alara felt the unmistakable promise of new beginnings, illuminating the path ahead. Hash, 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 the gardener lost her shoes until a rich woman gave her a fortune. Part 4. As the vibrant echoes of laughter from the festival faded into the quiet of the evening, Alara found herself standing alone amidst a blossoming garden. The twinkling lights hung overhead like stars puffed from the sky, illuminating the mosaic of flowers that had come to symbolize not just her journey, but the journeys of all the people in Willow Creek. But deep within her heart, a whisper of doubt crept in. Was the festival a peak, or merely a fleeting moment of joy? Would the community Esbon endure beyond this single, splendid day? Tomorrow, I'll wake up and find out, she murmured, her voice barely breaking the serene silence. As she turned to head inside, the beautiful day replayed in her mind. The laughter, the conversations, a warmth of togetherness, it felt like a dream, now slipping away like petals caught in the wind. The next morning, Alara rose with the sun, its golden light spilling across her garden like a promise. She hurried outside, eager to see if the magic of the festival had left a lingering trace. As she walked through the garden, she found the flowers still standing tall, vibrant, and alive. But as she approached her flower stall, a knot of anxiety twisted in her stomach. Okay, let us see what we have, she whispered to herself. As she examined her flowers and supplies, she found herself feeling a pang of uncertainty. The reality of bills loomed over her like a dark cloud. How would she keep supporting the gardening club and her stall without that festival energy? Just then, Sophie burst through the garden gate, her face beaming with excitement. Alara, you wouldn't believe it. Everyone is still talking about the festival. Even my parents said they want to join the gardening club. Alara's heart surged with warmth. That is amazing, Sophie. I am so glad to hear that. But there is more, Sophie continued, her eyes sparkling. Tom S. Bakery wants to collaborate with us. He said he'll provide pastries for our first gardening club meeting. A smile broke through Alara's lingering worries. That is incredible. The kids will love it. Sophie nodded vigorously, her enthusiasm infectious. I was thinking we could have a planting day where everyone gets to plant their own flowers to take home. It is like a little piece of the garden for them. Alara's heart fluttered at the thought. Yes, we can teach them how to care for their flowers and maybe even have a little competition for the best garden at the end of summer. The idea blossomed in her mind, illuminating possibilities. As they discussed the details, Alara felt a renewed sense of purpose. The challenges of the previous evening faded, replaced by the excitement of shared dreams. She realized that sometimes hope came not just from within but from the connections forged with others. Over the next few days, the gardening club took root, growing from a small seed of an idea into a flourishing reality. Alara and Sophie spent hours planning, painting bright signs, and preparing materials. The air buzzed with energy as children from the neighborhood signed up, eager to dig their hands into the soil. On the first day of the gardening club, Alara stood in front of a group of eager faces. "Welcome, everyone. Today marks the beginning of our journey as gardeners." The children cheered, their voices harmonizing in a chorus of excitement. "So, what do we need to grow a beautiful garden?" she asked, kneeling beside some pots of soil. "Seeds," shouted a little girl with pigtails. "Sunshine," the another boy chimed in, raising his hand enthusiastically. "Love," Sophie added, her gaze steady and sincere. Alara's heart swelled. "Exactly, it takes all of those things to grow not just flowers, but ourselves." As she demonstrated planting seeds, laughter filled the air, banishing any lingering doubts in her heart. But while the garden thrived, her financial worries crept back in at night, casting shadows over her dreams. Those piled up, and while the club nurtured her soul, it also demanded resources. One evening, as she stacked the invoices on her kitchen table, she felt a familiar weight of despair settle in. "Why can't I catch a break?" she whispered, rubbing her temples. "I am trying to do something good." Just as she was about to succumb to frustration, there was a soft knock at her door. It was Miranda, holding a basket of fresh produce. "I thought you might like some goodies," she said, her smile brightening the dim room. "Thank you, Miranda. You always seem to know when I need a little lift," Alara admitted, allowing herself to smile. "Listen," Miranda began, taking a seat at the table. "I've heard incredible things about the gardening club. It's inspiring to see how you're impacting the children and the community." Alara nodded, her heart swelling at the compliment. "It has brought me so much joy, but I am worried about keeping it all afloat." Miranda leaned in, her expression earnest. "What if we organize a community fundraiser? I can help coordinate it, get local businesses involved, and we can showcase the kids' work." Alara's heart raced. "You think people would come?" "Absolutely. You've created something special here. People want to support it. They just need a chance." The thought filled Alara with warmth. "Okay, let us do it." They spent the evening brainstorming ideas, fueled by coffee and determination. Weeks passed as they organized the fundraiser, an event that would celebrate community spirit and the bounty of the garden. They decorated the venue with colorful flowers and artwork created by the kids, each piece a tangible expression of newfound joy and hope. Finally, the day arrived, and as people streamed into the space, Alara's heart danced with excitement and dread. Could they gather enough support to sustain the club? "Look at all of them," Sophie exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. "I can't believe so many people came." Alara looked around, her heart swelling at the sight of neighbors mingling, laughter bubbling over, and children proudly displaying their plants. As the event kicked off, Alara took a deep breath, drawing strength from the community that had nurtured her. As she shared the stories of her journey, her struggles, losses, and the power of connection, she could see the faces of her audience soften, their eyes reflecting understanding and empathy. "Together, we've created more than a garden. We've created a sanctuary of hope," she spoke, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. The evening unfolded with joy, music, and heartfelt conversations. But as the night drew on, Alara felt a familiar weight settle in her chest. What if this all came crashing down? As if sensing her unease, Miranda approached with a warm smile. "You're doing amazing, Alara. Look at everyone enjoying themselves. You've created something beautiful here." Alara nodded, but the knot of worry remained. "I just hope it's enough that this isn't the last time I see this community come together." Miranda placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "It will be enough. You've already planted seeds of connection, and they'll grow, just like the flowers." In that moment, Alara realized something profound. It wasn't about the money raised or the immediate results, it was about the community coming together, supporting one another through thick and thin. The true fortune was in the relationships she had nurtured. As the night came to a close, the excitement turned into action. People began bidding on plants grown by the children, and the donations poured in. Alara could hardly believe her eyes as the totals climbed higher. "Thank you for being here. Each contribution means so much, not just to me, but to the future of our children and our community," Alara said, her voice breaking with emotion. When the evening finally wound down, Laura realized that not only had they surpassed their fundraising goals, but the spirit of unity and kindness had prevailed. That night, as she lay in bed, Laura felt the warmth envelop her, wrapping her in the love and support of her community. She realized that amidst the struggles, there was an unyielding strength in human connection, resilience that could weather any storm. The next morning, Laura woke up to a new day, the sun shining brightly. She stepped outside, feeling the soft earth beneath her feet, her shoes still sturdy and new. With each step in her garden, she felt more alive, more empowered. "Today I will bloom," she whispered, a smile lighting up her face. The garden thrived, bursting with life, a reflection of her journey and the transformation it had ignited within her. With renewed purpose, she looked around at the flowers, each one a symbol of hope and resilience. "Together, we can grow," she declared, feeling the strength of her community supporting her every step of the way. In Willow Creek, the gardener had not just lost her shoes, she had discovered a fortune greater than she ever imagined, the power of kindness, the beauty of connection, and the indomitable spirit of humanity.